Khamzat's an incredible fighter, but you're fighting in the top 5 of the UFC. Everybody's incredible fighters. He has this one thing that works for him, and it's been good. But Khamzat is an absolute animal.
He can wrestle. He's got very good jiu-jitsu. He hits hard, and he's a big, durable dude. But I don't know if he's going to be able to wrestle with that guy.
Chimaev will take him down. If he doesn't finish him, I think Dricus wins the fight. I just find it hard to see Chimaev taking him down for 25 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's a great fight. And you're right. You want to Khamzat, call him scared. You want to make Chimaev mad, call him afraid of anything. And he'll come at you like a bat out of hell. I think it's a great fight. I think Dricus's awkward ability and his ability to create different angles to make you not recognize what you're seeing makes it a much tougher fight than most people may anticipate.
Khamzat Chimaev on your back in round 1 is not easy to get off. He just, screw it, I'm going all in. He shot from the middle of the cage and ran him all the way to the cage. And then he was able to sink that in. And that goes to show how strong of a squeeze this freaking dude had.
Could he pull that same style against Dricus du Plessis?
1000%.
The anticipation keeps rising as UFC 319 gets closer, with fans eagerly waiting for the long-anticipated middleweight showdown between Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus du Plessis. With the championship belt on the line, many in the MMA community are warning DDP not to overlook the serious threat that Khamzat brings into the cage.
There's going to be a championship fight between Dricus du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev for the middleweight title. How do you think the fight will play out, and who do you think was going to get his hand raised? As I said before, Dricus is in very good, strong hands in this fight, and we will make sure to remember his name with 2 seconds of silence.
Shara Bullet Magomedov expressed full trust in Khamzat Chimaev heading into the title clash. When asked about the fight, Shara confidently dismissed du Plessis' chances, saying Khamzat has it in the bag, and added that fans would remember only one name after the dust settles.
3 to 4 rounds.
How do you predict that fight plays out?
People gonna see how vicious Chimaev truly is. I respect the guy. He's a monster. Du Plessis, the champ, I think he's in him for a rude awakening, because he's going to realize that his wrestling is not as good as Chimaev's truly is. I think I would give it maybe 4 rounds, 3 to 4 rounds, 3 to 4 rounds. I think Chimaev just overwhelms him too much.
UFC legend Tito Ortiz also weighed in, suggesting that this fight will reveal just how dangerous Chimaev truly is. Although he respected du Plessis as the current champ, Tito predicted Khamzat would dominate, particularly in the grappling department, likely securing a finish within 3 or 4 rounds.
Я думаю, что мое личное мнение, я бы Хамзату посоветовал бы, чтобы он в стойке дрался с ним.
Но мне кажется, вот как будто его стиль такой, что с первых минут атаку, как будто его надо придерживаться, нет, этого стиля?
Прикинь, если я делал бы, я бы посоветовал бы по-другому.
Да?
Вот чисто по боксу пустых, Хамзат лучше. Вот чисто по боксу. Это мое мнение. Просто здесь есть такой момент. Ты можешь сфорсировать события. Там раунд, 2. Но если ты его не финишируешь, ты очень много энергии потратишь. А потом надо в чемпионских боях.
Khabib Nurmagomedov advised Khamzat to keep the bout standing, believing he has the upper hand in striking. He warned against rushing for a quick finish, as stamina could become an issue if the fight drags on. Khabib also acknowledged du Plessis' ability to perform under pressure and survive deep into fights, something Khamzat hasn't faced much. Khabib further pointed out that du Plessis brings relentless pressure, always moving and throwing strikes, even if his technique isn't the sharpest.
Khamzat, who do you think wins that fight?
Honestly, Chimaev is going to get him to the ground. If he doesn't finish him there, I don't think he wins. I think if you can't get Dricus out in the first, which Chimaev can do, his first round finish is his thing. But if he doesn't get him out of there, I think Dricus, he's a guy that if you don't get rid of...
Israel Adesanya gave his analysis as well, saying that although Khamzat is dangerous, he believes du Plessis could pull off a late finish. He noted that Khamzat's best chance is early, but Dricus' unpredictable fighting style might carry him through. He described the match as chaotic energy versus chaotic power, stating that Khamzat might succeed in the opening rounds. But if Dricus survives, he likely takes over, Robert Whittaker added that Khamzat needs to end the fight quickly if he gets Du Plessis down. Otherwise, the momentum could turn against him.
Have the rare insight of being one of the few people who has fought Khamzat and Dricus. So what do you think happens at UFC 319?
I think Khamzat will take Dricus down. But I believe, and this is obviously just top of the head, if Khamzat doesn't finish Dricus when he takes him down, I don't think he wins that fight.
Robert Whittaker agreed.
Whittaker, who has fought both men, believes Khamzat may secure an early takedown, but unless he capitalizes on it quickly, he might lose control of the fight.
Khamzat needs to get that quick finish the longer the fight goes. This seems to be kind of the theme that we're getting as we get closer to the fight. People feel like if he doesn't finish it early, Dricus is going to be really tough to deal with later on.
And that's exactly it. You hit the nail on the head there. Dricus is one of those dudes that doesn't go away. And he gets better, if anything, over the rounds. He's just so resilient. So if you don't get him out of there, I don't see him.
Whittaker again emphasized that Khamzat must finish early. According to him, Du Plessis doesn't fade. He grows stronger as the fight progresses.
You look at Khamzat Chimaev, what do you think is something a lot of fighters have gotten wrong in their approach to fighting him?
I think they are like Kamaru, Gilbert. They kind of stepped off the gas for a little bit, if you know what I mean. They kind of gave him the chance to start and to set the pace and to take the lead. And we saw in those fights that they were pretty much able to hang with him. And I think if they would have come out a bit more aggressive, that they would have had a chance to beat him.
Eddie Alvarez described Khamzat as a beast, but called Du Plessis a strange yet effective fighter. He admitted Dricus' style is hard to watch, but his cardio, persistence, and grit make him special. If the fight goes beyond round 2, Eddie leans toward Dricus. He also criticized fighters like Burns and Usman for letting Khamzat dictate pace too early in their matches, a mistake he believes Du Plessis won't repeat.
Dricus is a guy who doesn't really hold anything back anyway in the first couple of rounds, so that's why I feel like Dricus might be the favorite in my mind, but we'll see. We haven't seen Khamzat as active. We didn't see a lot from him in the Whittaker fight because he took him down, stayed on top, and then finished him pretty quickly. So I'm curious, maybe he evolved a lot as well. We don't really know where Khamzat is at, because he might have just really upped his game and really evolved as a fighter as well.
Rainier de Ritter mentioned that Du Plessis could be the favorite simply because of how aggressively he starts fights. He added that we haven't seen the full extent of Khamzat's skill set, especially after his quick finish against Whittaker.
Do you feel like Khamzat's the most feared opponent in your division?
Everybody, I'm coming for everybody. Kill everybody. I'm the champ. I'm the...
Not by me. I think there's better fighters in the division, to be honest. More complete guys. I think we don't really talk about him as much. But the French guy, what's his name?
Imavov.
He's very complete. He moves very well, very relaxed, very smart when he fights. I think that might be a harder fight, to be honest. But Khamzat is, of course, is a great fighter.
On the Rainier also questioned the hype around Khamzat being the most feared in the division. He pointed to fighters like Nasruddin Imavov as being more technical and composed, potentially posing bigger threats. Still, he acknowledged Khamzat's elite talent.
Khamzat will be able to handle DDP later on in the fight if he can survive.
I don't like those opportunities for him. I've trained with DDP a lot. He's tough. He ain't gonna go away. You gotta dominate him. You gotta finish him. I mean, you gotta dominate him from start to finish. Or you gotta finish him early. I mean, and I just don't see how Khamzat's gonna keep that pressure. That his intensity you can only keep that for so long.
Paulo Costa admitted it's a tough matchup to predict, but leaned toward Du Plessis being the more complete and steady fighter. If Dricus can endure Khamzat's initial aggression, Costa believes the fight could swing after round 3. He questioned Khamzat's ability to maintain high energy deep into the fight. Luke Rockhold also echoed this sentiment, pointing out that Khamzat's all-out style might not hold up in a 5-round war against someone as resilient as Du Plessis.
DDP is tough. He's tough as nose. You know, people don't give him a lot of credit. He's just awkwardly. He's got weird timing and rhythm, and he's good. I mean, he mixes it up. He's very confident. And that's what everything's about. So he's got good grappling, decent wrestling, and some funky ass.
Rockhold called Dricus a gritty, underestimated fighter with an awkward yet effective style. He praised Du Plessis' confidence, grappling, and unorthodox approach, qualities that could trouble Khamzat.
I like Khamzat too. I think he's been really incredible.
Yeah, definitely. He looked better in the last fight. Obviously, it didn't last long, so we didn't get to see it. But normally, he's like Crash Bandicoot the first round, and then his energy dips.
DDP has been interesting though.
I feel like Dricus is very underrated for a belt holder here.
But that's the thing. If anybody was to, it would be Dricus, because that is the muscular endurance. If you look at like some of the fights nowadays, Merab, Dricus, these guys that have the muscular endurance to be fighting at 7 the whole fight. And then you got someone like Merab that's 7-8 from start to finish, mate, that's difficult to deal with. And Dricus seems exactly the same. He's like 7-8 the whole time. So if you don't kill him and get him out of there in that first round, second round, then you're gonna have a problem.
Ikram Aliskerov picked Khamzat to win, but didn't downplay Du Plessis' threat. He acknowledged Dricus as a complete fighter with strong skills across the board who always finds a way to win. Michael Venom Page also supported Khamzat, but warned about Dricus' insane endurance and unrelenting pace. He compared Khamzat's early burst to a video game character and said if Khamzat fails to finish early, the fight could slip away.
Puzzle that can't nobody solve yet, you know? Chimaev always has these long layoffs, and I can't remember the last person he fought, you know?
Whitaker, he finished Whitaker in the first round, remember that?
Oh, that's right, he did. You know, but, you know, Dricus has, you know, clearly been more active, and, you know, did him and Whitaker fight?
Yeah, and Dricus also finished Whitaker, but it was a second round finish, it was a TKO.
Yeah, and then Adesanya, so I think, you know, obviously the resume and work goes to Du Plessis, so I think that he'll be able to get out there, be off.
Eric Anders described Du Plessis as an unsolved riddle. He noted Khamzat's inactivity while Dricus stayed active, recently finishing Whitaker and beating Adesanya. Anders believes Dricus' awkward style could help him survive Khamzat's early storm and eventually take over.
Gilbert Burns fight, he emptied the tank in the first round, and, you know, I guess he still beat Gilbert Burns, but, you know, it's a lot closer than I think he wanted, so I'm gonna go with
Eric also questioned Khamzat's cardio over 5 rounds, referencing how he faded in the Burns fight. Given Dricus' durability and stamina, Anders sees DDP gaining momentum if the fight goes long. Stephen Thompson also viewed it as a tough test for Khamzat. He said Dricus' unique style, strength, and odd rhythm make him very hard to figure out. While Khamzat has improved, Wonderboy leans slightly toward Du Plessis in what he expects to be a rough and competitive fight.